G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. What I have here for today's video review is this particular figure. It's 2006 Titans Return Legends class Wheelie, and I have for a fun little side-by-side comparison, not a fair comparison because this is a third-party figure. It's X-Transbots MM-IV Ollie. They're kind of a take on a masterpiece style wheelie. So we're talking about 50, I think 50 USD roughly at the time, versus a $15 or less figure. Not fair, but no, I thought I'd just give it a bit of a side by side. When they announced that this figure was going to come out, I was actually quite excited. The design looked good. It had a lot of cues to the original, the G1 character, and it seemed to be quite faithful. But I think they're clearly a flawed Legends figure. And what did we have after G1? We had 2008 Universe, which wasn't a fantastic figure. I never got my hands on it, and I probably don't mind. I think, at least aesthetically, I prefer this particular figure. And then we had that, that deluxe retool, remold of the Jazz mold, which really doesn't work very well as a wheelie. I don't think I really like that figure. So I'm glad they released a Legends wheelie, an update of this. Okay, so what we have is a vehicle which I think is a lot of reminiscence of G1. How does it compare with this third-party figure? I think the third party does have some strengths in terms of looking like the G1, looking like a more streamlined vehicle. But for less than a third of the price, that's a good-looking car, I think. Kibbley on the bottom, obviously, both of them. No better on the expensive third party. The third party is a bit better on the back. But what do you expect? There's a Legends figure, and I think it does quite a bit for its size. Now, gimmicks wise, it's got wheels. It rolls pretty well, actually remarkably well for how loose this figure is. And the other thing it does have is a nice little cockpit for a Titan Master. I've just put Chrome Dome's Star Law in there randomly. It sits very nicely, and I haven't really liked the Titan Master additional gimmicks on some of the other figures, but I enjoy this. It's such a small little car, and they managed to make a cockpit that fits a Titan Master. I like that. A really nice little touch. And that's really it for the vehicle mode. Now, transformation is fairly easy. Now, I'll point out the weaknesses now. Now, this bits at the back, they are loose. If you jiggle them a bit too much, knock it slightly, this will come apart. And that's really quite a weakness. The front's not too bad, but really that back assembly is very loose, and that's a common complaint. Transformation, just split the arms apart, and there you have the arms all done there. You can see it taking place already. And what you want to do is open up the cockpit front and bend that down first. You can see there's a double hinge there. And you really need to rotate the hip before you transform the rest. Now that's important because if you try to do it later, you're going to scratch against that piece there. Okay, so rotate the hip, and that's the crotch piece there. And then what I want to do is go ahead and form the rest of the torso. So that double joint there, what you do is you fold it in and clip that into place. Fold the top part of the cockpit in, and then fold the glass part of the cockpit into there, and that tabs in to the side there. Okay, so that's the chest done. Now the lower limbs, what you want to do is fold out the wheel bits, fold that down, get that knee down, and then fold the knee piece forward. Same on the other side, fold the knee piece forward. Right, that forms the legs, and then you just fold the wheel assembly into the back of the leg. That's pretty much the legs there. Okay, and then go ahead, the last part, flip the head reveal, which is like that. Just flips over and rests on the front. And then we have wheelie, and I think that transformation really was quite enjoyable. I think it's got fairly involved, and it's got a waist joint. I can't really, complain about that too much. The articulation, you got the head rotate, ball for the shoulder, ball for the elbow. No wrists, and don't really expect a wrist on the Legends. But what I don't expect, as well as a waist, and this has a waist as part of the transform, as you saw. Ball for the hip and a hinge. Oh, actually no, a ball for the knee as well. This part you can adjust back and forth, but it's not really a joint as such. No heel articulation, ankle. So there we have it. That's Wheelie in robot mode, a nice little robot mode, and I think really does have so much character and posability. I really enjoy this, and this is clearly the stronger robot mode. The car looks good, but it's loose. We've demonstrated that. Okay, so what I want to do now is going to pause the video, transform the Ollie character, and we'll do it side by side. All right, so here we have X-Transbots Ollie next to Generations Titans Return Legends Wheelie, and he's really quite a bit taller, isn't he? He's almost a deluxe size, but not quite. Now, what do I think of the comparison? I think this clearly has a lot more budget, a lot more going into it to make it look the way it does, a lot more complexity in the transformation, so much more parts, and the overall coloring and all that. Clearly the backpack is pretty good, and that one's a pretty I guess there's some weaknesses on the back there, because it really has to do a lot with small size. But I think it holds up pretty well, all things notwithstanding. This Ollie is clearly a very flawed figure. If you've heard about the weaknesses, it's got loose hips, and I'm struggling to get it to stand here as it is. So it's got its weaknesses for a price that is more than 3 times the Generations Titans Return figure. So there we have it. That's the side to side. Now just a quick size comparison with my what I like to do, my Seeker mold. It's up to just maybe above the waist, just about the lower third of the torso there on this deluxe figure, which is not a very big deluxe, but that's not inappropriate, I think, size-wise for a Wheelie figure. Alright, so that's the review. I hope that's been an enjoyable comparison and a side-by-side with a third-party masterpiece style figure. Thank you for watching this far. As usual, let us know what you think, and give us a like and subscribe to keep in touch. And as always, I will see you next time.